It sounds like we're going to be going straight into finals here. So, what are you wanting to see out of these finals, Silver?
Honestly, I'm just looking for like a close, long set,
Yeah, that is what we always want to see out of a finals. Always a great time. Always cool to see what people are going to counterpick, especially with these newer players that are just figuring out what they want to do with it. And especially because this is their way of graduating from this tournament and probably looking to start getting into those higher brackets of low ink.
Yeah, I don't know much about either of these teams. Told me they were pickups. Wouldn't be surprised. Team Biscuits, apparently they're seed 1. That's great for them. They're definitely playing like they're seed.
They seemed pretty comfortable. Yeah, they seemed like they were pretty comfortable with what was happening. I do believe at least Dead Sandwich, I do believe both of these are likely pickups. I know Josephus Pod Joestars isn't. I've commentated over them a few times in the past. They're always great. Happy to see that they made it this far in yet again. Not quite making it to finals, though. And yeah, I don't know a ton about Dead Sandwich Revival, but we did see them on earlier. They were running some interesting humps. They managed to get down to 1 point on Humpback Pump Track, which is always fun. Not quite managing to get the KO, though, as happens more often in Splatoon 3 than Splatoon 2, from what I've seen.
Yeah, probably. I feel like without missiles and armor constantly going off, I feel like it's a little harder to get the pushes off.
What do you mean? Armor didn't let you get up the podium more easily, for sure. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it kind of didn't. I just remember
it did. If it was a Junior shooting at you that didn't break your armor, it did.
Yeah.
Most weapons did break your armor, though, for some reason. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. Don't know why that would be. It's not as if it wasn't designed around that fact.
But yeah, tactical are something that we always see a lot of in this time, especially for these, especially throughout LSL. We've been seeing a lot of it. Definitely a really solid special for just allowing yourselves to figure out the pace of the game pretty easily.
Yeah, almost allowing you to like set your own pace in a way. It's a really fast pace usually.
It's a very fast pace. Yeah, and tactical are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that from all the real sports I ever played, it was always a matter of a lot of my coaches would always focus very heavily on, we want to control the pace of the game. And that's something I've also heard as I've watched so much college basketball. Not on purpose, but my God, I've watched a lot of it.
Interesting. I would agree, though. Setting your own pace, whether it be fast or slow, is always more important. You always want to play on your game plan and not your opponent's.
Yeah. Well, and even if it's not a strict game plan, you want to be able to play at the pace your teammates feel comfortable. So, like, if you're playing a lot of really fast-weight, lightweight weapons and playing without an anchor, you want to be able to keep those constant jump-ins, that constant forward momentum. Whereas if you're playing with an anchor, you're probably going to be taking it a little slower, but you're going to know that you have those jump-ins. So both situations do benefit from tactical, just in slightly different ways.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty interesting how good of a glue that tactical really is.
Yeah, and how do you think it does that?
Well, I mean, as you were saying, like, it kind of helps like any comp in the way that, like, whether you want to play slow or fast, you kind of always want to respawn fast. It's not like you ever want to have a slower respawn when you could have a faster respawn.
Yeah.
Even if it means sacrificing a bit of time to get the cooler down.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely makes a lot of sense. Being able to get those quick jump-ins are always helpful, and especially, also, I mean, it's not as utilized of a feature, but the fact that you can just jump, quick super jump, so fast, just anywhere on the map to your teammates is absolutely wild, especially with how often people are on stealth jump these days. You can definitely make some shenanigans happen with that.
Jumping around the map and just kind of just going anywhere you want as long as you have a teammate there is pretty strong. It's a near instant jump. It takes like 2 seconds total, probably.
You blink and it's done, really?
Yeah, really.
Although that's a little less useful of a feature on a map like Barnacle and Dime, where it's not overly big.
Yeah, this map is actually quite small. And you could definitely still use it if you're like really deep into their spawn and you don't really want to jump all the way back to your spawn. Maybe you want to jump to mid.
Yeah, especially if you're running something like a ballpoint or a pencil or a splat charger, any of those more anchory type weapons. Just having that jump back to where they are is always a nice reset to be able to do mid game if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said.
Thanks, I try. Any particular kinds of subs or weapons or anything you think do particularly well on Barnacle and Dime?
I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again, like, blasters are pretty cool here. You get to, like, shoot over walls, you get to shoot around walls, you get to shoot above you without much problem while, like, just sitting underneath it. We should see the rapid again.
We are seeing that rapid, yeah.
Slosher, close enough, I'll take it.
Slosher is a pretty fun weapon here too, and we are going to be seeing a Nautilus coming out. Not a weapon we've seen a ton of in Splatoon 3, but definitely still a fantastic weapon, able to get those really fast kills and able to put out a ton of pressure with that rain, really forcing people to have to hold awkward positions. And the pencil here really just saying, don't look at my side of the map. Don't think about flanking right. I live here, actually.
Yeah, and Team Biscuits also playing a double inkjet. I want to say it's interesting, but it's not that interesting. Inkjet has been shown to be pretty strong recently, and kind of just highlighting it with double. I'm getting flashbacks to the start of the game. Slightly different special, but almost.
We haven't seen triple inkjet coming out. It's fine. We are seeing this inkjet getting popped here to try and keep Dead Sandwich Revival out of their spawn. Splash has this tactical here. It does go down. That is 2 down thanks to that inkjet actually putting Dead Sandwich Revival 2000 in a bit of an awkward position, but we are going to see them getting those jumps in pretty quickly. But the next inkjet comes out trying to change the game state yet again. Likely going to be able to, but there are actually 2 down on Team Biscuit. Nautilus able to play cleanup here. Just the Tri-Slosher left, and I believe they're on respawn. Oh, no, they are not. They are trying to shark. They succeed. Almost.
Really? Sometimes you get a little lucky when you're just painting, and I don't respect it.
That's the risk you take that's the risk you take when you shark. We do see the Trizuka managing to take out the ends up there, keeping the next tacticaler off the table for a little bit. We see the Tri-Strikes coming out, really trying to shut this down, able to take out the Splash. We're seeing the Inkjets yet again coming out, trying to pressure them out of this zone. Zap trying to keep some pain up, not going to be able to though thanks to the position the pencil's taken. Splash tried to get the flank, wasn't able to. Nautilus kind of stuck a painting zone here, not necessarily the weapon you want doing that, and now having to dodge and weave around this inkjet. Splattershot trying to pinch them in. Somehow that Nautilus is still alive, but they are clinging onto life by a thread, and there they go.
Yeah, finally, and this person just almost getting shut down by this shot, but thankfully they managed to get away. Okay, yeah, Zuka.
Yeah. Zuka is a very good counter to crab tanks at this point, as they do just look at crab as a kind of a joke. If you hit the crab tank is at minimum gone and likely taking out the player with it. But we are seeing a flank cut that came out here from Dead Sandwich Revival coming in from that right side, able to take out a lot of players, and the Splash trying to live here in mid, able to take out the Tri-Slosher with the help of the Nautilus, and now they're able to start moving up onto this left side again, looking to find some pressure to really get this lockout going again, and with the crab tank almost online, they should be able to.
Yeah, and as you say, crab is up. Oh, but the Torp and the Inkjet, another pretty big answer to crab right now. Oh wow, not usually in that way, but I guess that works.
That doesn't work.
Usually just doing a lot of damage to the crab tank, but in that situation just getting a shot over them, which I guess is fair. You do it the angle.
Yeah, Pencil trying to find a really aggressive position to hold there, does get slightly punished for it, but once again, they had that tacticaler online. They're not too fussed about that. They are running, both teams do have that tacticaler, but the NZAP definitely does them in a slightly different way than that Pencil does, but the Nautilus looking to move forward here, able to take out a player. Nautilus does just absolutely shred through anything it looks at. That is its biggest thing.
Definitely, but the Pencil saying I can just shred people too with 2 shots to the head. We saw with the Nautilus there, and even that, whatever that was, I think Splash and Sean, I don't know.
The Slosher trying to find something to do here. Definitely at least being a nuisance to Team Biscuits, not really allowing them to move forward. And that is Dead Sandwich Revival taking game 1 of finals and doing it pretty fluidly. They really knew how to play that very aggressive comp.
We saw one big push and then kind of just back and forth, but Team Biscuits never getting the hold for too long and not really getting past their penalty.
Yeah, Dead Sandwich Revival definitely knew how to set up what they wanted to set up, and they always were good about making sure they had a special online to keep the hold going a bit longer.
Yeah, Team Biscuits just trying to fight in with like double inkjet and just sometimes getting 2 on like the start, but then just not finding the 2 others. And even if they did, they didn't have enough resources to keep fighting.
Yeah, it is always important to make sure that you're maintaining and using those resources well. Both teams were doing a pretty good job using bombs to keep people out of places too, is something I noticed there. They were both doing a good job of just applying that constant pressure with their sub-weapons, really denying space. Didn't see much of that Toxic Mist out, but admittedly, it's not necessarily the best mode for Toxic Mist.
Yeah, it could be a little bit better, and the control things in this map are not really that big.
It could be Humpback Rainmaker, you know? Could be where Toxic Mist is truly at its peak.
Could be worse. You're so right.
What do you mean? What's wrong with Humpback Rainmaker?
I love fighting through like a 4 inkling wide gap.
And you love doing it with Mist and sub-weapons thrown at you, right? That's the most fun. I say this like Mist isn't a sub-weapon. Sometimes Mist is a main weapon as a treat, actually.
I think you're kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got the sub-weapon when you're on the Mist weapon on Humpback is truly sometimes just your main weapon.
Yeah, sometimes your main weapon is your special. Yeah,
exactly. Sometimes you're playing Splatoon 2 Junior. That's what I got out of that. We are going to be going on to TC Mako Mart here. Definitely a map mode we've seen plenty of. I think once again your call for blasters do good here stands true.
Yeah, this is like the blaster map mode, probably. Yeah, I can't think of much better.
Definitely have seen a couple clashes come out here over time. Not necessarily at LSL, but I've definitely seen a few Clash Blasters come out at this map. Definitely a good map for it.
Yeah, I enjoy a good Clash pick, but I don't imagine we'll be seeing it out here right now.
Rapid might do it. The Rapid might cook.
I don't think so.
Devastating news.
I don't know.
What do you mean? This is a test map also, for sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Rapid
else.
Definitely has a decent time here with the torpedoes and the inkjet and the. We are gonna see. That is double blaster. You saw correctly. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's double blaster in Mako Mart. Like it's not out of this world. It's a little unexpected to say the least, but it's also expected somehow.
I understand what you mean there. Definitely able to put a lot of pressure onto these ledges, trying to probably keep these fast-paced shooters out, but not going to be able to all that easily when they just get rushed down like that. Pencil looking to try and find a pick here on this right stack, playing around their cooler almost as some form of shelter, but the Slosher managing to take out 2.
Yeah, Slosher getting 2 very good picks there. Just you can't even really see them, but the Slosher does not really care when the Fox are trying to push in.
As long as you have a general idea of the position and you're on Slosher, it's good enough usually. Not quite as true as it is with Tri-Slosher, but still fairly true. The Nautilus managing to trade out 2 at the end there was pretty big for them, and those trip strikes coming in really forcing that Splash to have to back off and not grab from the right stack like they were probably wanting to. Yeah, Team Biscuits not really getting a full push off here because of, as you mentioned, the Nautilus getting 2 trades, but now with the Crab, hopefully they can try to get some more picks. There's only a Splash up, so they know where they are. Apparently so. They do manage. Yeah, the Splash does manage to jump out there. Inkjet coming out a little bit early here, but still managing to find a good pick, putting pressure on that left side. Bubbler coming out, forcing through the checkpoint, but we're seeing one trying to rush the tower here. Gonna be able to put a lot of pressure, but not quite able to take out the Pencil. Splash doing this crab tank on tower. Always a good move. They're gonna get shredded probably, but they're gonna be able to force a few more points. Splash trying to live here in mid. Zap challenging them. Zap managing to take that. Looking to find a pick here on the Blaster with the help of a friend. They manage to. The Zap's really just able to go a little wild at that moment.
Yeah, but Team Biscuits still honestly cleaning up quite nicely and still having somewhat of a push alive. Yeah, 4v1 now, just to Sasha up and wipe out.
Yeah, and now they're going to have Tacticooler on most of their players for this push, which is always great, never hurts to have. And we're going to see the Blasters being able to set up in comfortable positions around those ledges. Pencil applying pressure to that Nautilus, definitely one of the bigger threats to their comp here.
Definitely. And yeah, now 3v2 pretty much.
Yes.
Oh, and wow, the Splash and Pencil just fighting together is honestly really crazy to see.
Yeah, the numbers definitely work out really well with them with each other. Admittedly, if Pencil did 70 damage, it would have great numbers with everything, but instead it's stuck at 68. Can't imagine why. It's not like 70 would make it one shot a lot of the time or anything.
Honestly, they should give it 100 damage, and then it would be good numbers with everything in the game.
True and real. It's almost like it wouldn't need anything else to hit them if it was 100 damage. We are seeing some good cleanup here on this tower, able to find another pick in mid. The Cooler being out for their teammates that are jumping in, looking to set up something on this left side. They really want to get their Slosher under there, but the Nautilus goes down. So that's going to have to ride the tower here, when this is probably where they'd want the Nautilus if they were up.
Yeah, that was a Zap just trying to sit on tower, even though there's a Crab and a Pencil there. Not really the best idea, but I guess living and getting Cooler down is pretty good for them. But yeah, the trades are coming out and just not really in Dead Sandwiches with Revival's favor. Kind of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Worse, for sure. They had that Tacticooler out. They were all pretty much coolered out of memory, but they definitely weren't able to capitalize a ton on it, especially since those cooler jumps did get picked off very quickly by that Rapid Blaster. They managed to take out the Slosher there. That's a 2v3 situation, though, but one of the two is an Inkjet, so it does hold the other team off pretty well.
Definitely. And the Rapid just having a backup there.
Once again, I'm pretty sure the Nautilus is the biggest threat to them at the moment. Don't get me wrong, the Slosher, the Zap, and the Splash all do a lot of work. But if there's a Nautilus looking at you and they outrange you, that's just rough.
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't actually outrange that much of Team Biscuits and comp here, but still pretty big deal.
Yeah, but Team Biscuits doing a great job of knowing how they want to play on their counter pick and knowing where they want to apply pressure with those blasters, which is a really impressive skill to have, because the positioning with blaster sure is different than other weapons.
Yeah, you need to think about how far away you are from your opponent, which is something you think about, but in a different way to most weapons. Usually you just want to maximize your range. With blasters, you kind of want to do that, but you also want to sit like just inside of your max range because you want the big orb.
You need your AoE. You need. I like the orb statement. Yeah, you need your orb to get those orbs.
Yeah, you need your orb to be just hitting your opponent just barely.
And the Blaster managing to find a huge double there at the end, securing the game 2 to Team Biscuits, and you're getting what you wanted. We're seeing a very back and forth set right now.
Definitely. I'm liking these counter picks. Getting the double Blaster on Makomart. And just making it work, just getting the blasters to just do blaster things pretty much.
And what are those blaster things that you're describing?
Yeah. Sitting around hard to reach areas, but being able to hit them because you're a blaster.
Yeah, they definitely were doing a great job at that. We did see a couple moments like that out of the Slosher on Dead Sandwich Revival. Weapons that sometimes have more in common than you expect. Well, I say that. There is Sloshing Machine. That is just a Slosher and Blaster shoved together.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit. Not a weapon that we see a ton of anymore, thanks to the nerfs it got. I think it's still fully viable, though.
Yeah, probably. You could probably pull it out here and still drop 30.
Yeah, I think especially on a map like Macklemore or Humpback, as we were talking about, Humpback Marine.
What a good map. But yeah, like it's yeah, I mean this map it's probably gonna do well against the Pencil, which has been wait, what team counterpicked this?
This would be Dead Sandwich Revival's counterpick.
So they're the team with the Pencil, aren't they?
Yeah. No, they are the team with the Pencil.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
No, that's Team Biscuits. I got confused. I got flipped.
I got confused, honestly.
We both got cooked for a second.
Yeah,
we got moved on by an invisible force, apparently.
We got put in the blender.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is probably a good counter pick. Whoever counter picked it. I should say that.
This is Dead Sandwich Revival's counter pick. Definitely a little bit interesting to me because their comp is not particularly defensive, but maybe they're just counting on having a really, really strong one push. That's definitely something I could see happening. It's also a map they won on earlier in the tournament, so they could just be feeling comfortable on it.
They just want to play another 5-minute game. That's totally fair.
We are seeing that double blaster coming back out here. Not super surprising to see on Humpback. Definitely a good blaster map. I just noticed though, the pencil's running Respawn Punisher. They are confident.
Yeah, that's something I think we saw earlier, but we didn't really talk about. We saw like a death cam, but it is quite interesting with Cooler. You have quick respawn whenever you have Cooler active, so it kind of makes sense because even if you die while you have Cooler, you're not really getting that long of a respawn.
Yeah. We're seeing the blasters here trying to poke out this Nautilus, looking to find an angle on them. Their splash has gone down though, but they managed to find the Nautilus, looking to find the Slosher, looking to figure that out. Bubble coming out, able to take out the NZAP. Nautilus back up, but that is another player down with that blaster direct.
Yeah, and I mean, pretty good play here, just grabbing the Rainmaker, trying to solve it. It looks like they might even get checkpoint here.
Seems like they will. Oh.
Yeah.
Not quite, actually. Inkjet came out just in time to hit that shot, especially since the pencil had already hit them once and they were weak. They might not have been hit by the pencil, but they had been trying to swim up the pencil's ink for a second, so that's always a rough situation.
Yeah.
We're seeing the Nautilus kind of trying to brute force mid. They're not able to really do a ton with that. Crab Tank trying to find the pick on Rainmaker here. Rapid doing a great job watching that left angle.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if anyone was actually there, but I mean, it's probably a good idea to check your flanks sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like pretty much 2-3 down here, and that's a checkpoint for Team Biscuits.
Yeah, and we're seeing Tacticler coming out here, so they're definitely going to feel enabled to keep this push going a little bit further. Managing to call out this flank, distracting the Crab in mid, keeping them from shooting at the Rainmaker. That's absolutely massive. They managed to get to 38 points, which is definitely a beatable push, but still very solid. Mew choosing to take it through this window, dropping it into mid. Love to see that. Glad they didn't just choose to leave it on their plat. Humpback, definitely a map where if you do that, you 90% of the time get punished for it.
Yeah, the blaster was already on the left side looking for the mistake to happen.
Looking for the cheese. Humpback is the cheesy map sometimes.
Yeah,
we're not seeing the peak of its cheese without that toxic mist, but there's definitely cheese to Humpback.
Yeah, now we're just seeing Team Biscuits try to paint up mid and they get some picks. I guess we're seeing Dead Sandwich just trying to go on the left side, I guess. See me over there.
They're probably also just waiting for that Crab Tank and that Tacticler to come online to start moving forward, but they go 2 down instead. Not what you want to see here. Zap having to try and fight this out in the bubble. Not really where you want to fight things out generally, though.
Yeah.
You get a little trapped.
The Thunderdome.
Not the Thunderdome.
Yeah, bubble obviously blocking your opponent's shots, the enemy color shots, from going inside of it. So your teammates, even if they are within range, they can't really paint you to help you, which is not really that helpful.
Yeah.
Really what you want to happen.
Yeah. Slosher got a great pick on the Rainmaker there, enabling them to stop that push in its tracks. They have gone down to something though as they were trying to push into that straight. We see Tacticler online from the NZAP. Slosher trying to jump in. They're getting rushed from this right side by one of the enemy team's shooters though, and that is a 3-down situation. Just the zap up. They do have that Tacticler ready, but hopefully they jump out rather than trying to use it so that their teammates can actually take advantage of it.
Yeah, the blaster trying to pop their own rigger. They're not really the person you want to be doing that, but they got the pop, and now they have all of mid pretty much. And with the lead, they might just kind of sit here with only 1:20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, definitely a map where we see big overtime movements happen. Splash trying to find the pick on the blaster, but not with 2 of them looking at him. Hard to do much when both of the blasters' spark damage does just eventually add up, even if they don't hit their directs, or even a good indirect. The spark can still do a lot in a situation like that.
And we're seeing the blaster pop bubble already over here, and they see a jump, but not able to counter that. Already too late into the timer.
Yeah. seeing everybody really looking to start moving forward here. Blaster wanting to get out of mid here, managing to get the jump out. That's really huge, allowing them to keep their street a little bit more safe. Nautilus using Rain on their street, that's a good use of it. Tactical are coming out. They're going to need to put some pressure on this Pencil, though, to get through that checkpoint, and the Inzap's gone down. They did already use that cooler, though, so they'll be back momentarily. They managed to break this checkpoint. That is huge. They are not out of this game yet, and they are fighting for it. Looking to get this Pop. They managed to trade out in mid. Pop does go in their favor. Trip Strike's coming out. They're going to need to go forward with this, so they're going to need to grab it before the other team does. They managed to grab her. They're going to be able to get lead. No, not quite. They are 1 point short. That is devastating for them.
Yeah, and Team Biscuits getting the pop here, just gonna grab and back up, and yeah, Dead Sandwich not gonna be able to get the grab there.
Yeah, it was a good call on that Slosher's part, though, to use those trip strikes there. I almost wish that Splash had moved up with them, though, just to secure a little bit more paint, a little bit more safety.
Definitely, just like a little bit, like a few little plots of it could have won them the game there.
Yeah, Rainmaker is definitely a mode where every little thing makes such a difference. And now we're going to go on to see what Dead Sandwich Rival chooses to counterpick next, because Team Biscuits did just win on their counterpick.
Yeah, getting the break point there. And now we're going to see pretty much a similar situation
coming out here. Definitely a hard set of words to say. Lots of similar sounds.
Yeah, where Dead Sandwich Revival is going to need to win only on one of Team Biscuits. Wait, I don't.
Yeah, just one of Team Biscuits counterpicks. You're right. You got it.
Yeah.
that is how counterpicking tends to go in a best of 5. Ideally, you do win. Admittedly, that's why the first game of a best of 5 can be such a make or break thing in a counterpick set like this.
Yep, because then you have counterpick advantage, but now you lost it because you let them win. Unlucky.
It is quite unlucky. We are going to be seeing them going into Rainmaker Scorch Gorge here, sticking to their guns on Rainmaker and really choosing another kind of similar map in terms of the concept of you're pushing through tiny choke points.
Yeah, like the choke point on left, the choke point from mid to their plat if you decide to take the great path. That's obviously really, I don't think you're taking that when they're up, but if you decide to do that.
Yeah, I can definitely, and especially since there have been double blasters coming out, that'll make pushing pretty difficult for the other team because the greats are at a great height for them.
Yeah, for a lot of weapons, yes, but...
Yeah, but blasters can do it from safety.
Yeah, for them specifically, it's really good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, most weapons can hit the grates on this map, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know, blasters just get the funny AoE through the grates as a treat, and it seems really good, especially if you can have 2 blasters poking at it from different sides of mid from relatively safe positions. It's just kind of a little bit... It's a little silly. It's a little goofy.
Yeah, a little goofy. But hopefully we see Dead Sandwich Revival take this game so we can see a game 5.
Yeah, it's always ideal to see a game 5. Same comp here coming out of Dead Sandwich Revival. Nothing too shocking there. We are only going to see 1 blaster coming out of Team Biscuit this time. We are seeing that rapid sticking, though. Would be shocked to see it go away. They seem to really like that inkjet. They also, once again, rapid does great AoE damage. Pop going to Dead Sandwich Revival there. Definitely not shopping. Cooler already out, which means that probably got the benefit of that pop. And we're just seeing them really starting to try and find something, but the Crab Tank out from Team Biscuits shutting everything down right away, and the Nautilus choosing to challenge a Crab Tank head on.
Yeah, maybe not the best idea.
I respect the confidence.
Okay, that's fine. I thought they did. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
They died to the Rainmaker.
Trip Strikes came out there, not able to stop it though, able to swim right through that rain, getting that first checkpoint, and Team Biscuits really saying, okay, you took first game. We're gonna clean this up though. Yeah, very commanding pusher. Already a push to 49.
49.
Definitely an impressive push. Not necessarily the push you need to win on Scorch. You really want to get past those greats to feel confident in that, and there they go. There they go. They are going to get that push that makes them feel very comfortable for the rest of the game. We are less than a minute and a half into it, and at this point, Team Biscuits, they might choose to play the game of offense is the best defense, but they could just play defense if they wanted.
Definitely. I mean, having your crab and your slosher just... Or wait. Yeah.
Yeah, both teams have that.
Both teams have that. That's why I got confused for a second.
It's a little more complicated when two teams run the same thing, as you're seeing them trying to move forward here and getting heavily punished for it, but the Slash going down for taking out two of them. Worth it for the clip, though.
Definitely. Everything's worth it for the clip.
I am aware that that is your opinion. We're seeing a lot of paint pressure here coming out from Dead Sandwich Revival, looking to find something. Zap smartly choosing to back off here, knowing that they have that tacticooler ready, not managing to live that splat bomb, but getting their tacticooler off. So kind of a win in their books, really.
Yeah, getting it off for their team, and hopefully they can grab it and try to make some sort of fight in mid, but unfortunately going 3 down now, and the Zap, of course, is under response, so pretty much a delayed wipe, and Team Biscuits sort of just sitting in mid because they don't really have a need to push right now, and now grabbing here.
Maybe not the best counter pick here on the part of Dead Sandwich Revival, considering that their comp is so... they don't have a lot of defense in their comp. It's very good at aggression. It's incredibly good at aggression, but against a Rapid Blaster, it's hard to break your way back in without... because the Rapid's gonna poke you from such safety that you don't have a great answer to it.
Yeah, definitely, and just... from so far away too, and so quickly. Like if you get shot once, you're probably gonna get shot again. You don't have to realize that there's a rocket shooting you.
Exactly. And we do see great moving up there with that crab tank. Good job there. Really managing to start this forward momentum again. Tacticooler coming out, thrown in front of them. Always love to see it. Always great to see a Tacticooler not thrown in spawn. That is what you love to see.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and the ring. Oh, never mind.
Quite getting the pencil there, a little bit surprising. But their entire team is tacticoolered. The Slosher will be back with those trip strikes shortly. We are seeing some specials coming out here on the other side. Of course, Inkjet able to apply a lot of pressure to a Rainmaker, and also able to easily get the Rainmaker weak enough to die to just one pencil shot. But look, they're able to apply a lot of pressure to that pencil, forcing them back. Should be able to allow them to move up to that right checkpoint. They're really working on getting there. Not quite able to yet, though. Rainmaker choosing to keep that pressure up on the pencil, but not going to be able to quite break through that checkpoint with the crab tank out here, looking to try and get it, and just barely able to. That is huge for them. They do only have a minute left, but breaking that checkpoint makes the next push way easier.
Yeah, and they have a bit of pain in their spawn here, so hopefully they can maybe get a special, or maybe like a... Honestly, I mean, anything on their side is pretty useful. I guess they get a cooler, so...
Yeah, they do have a cooler. The cooler has been used. They're going to be looking to find more specials. Bombs being tossed out here in mid, looking to find some pressure. Tacticooler coming out from Team Biscuits. Team Biscuits really just wanting to hold this in mid. They don't necessarily want to do anything too wild. Strike coming out, able to take out the Rainmaker there. And we're seeing just a lot of pressure coming out here from Dead Sandwich Revival. They want to stay in this. They want to get to that game 5, but they're not quite going to be. It looks like they might be able to, but that pencil taking out one of their players is absolutely devastating. Able to take out the Rainmaker there. 15 seconds left. I don't know how Dead Sandwich Revival does it here, especially with all of these specials coming out, looking to get the pop. Not going to be able to. The last two members are on respawn. Splash trying to break their way in, but not going to be able to. And it seems like that is going to be the set. Going to Team Biscuits.
Yeah, that is game, set, and tournament.
Team Biscuits winning our LSL today. Incredible gameplay out of them. Team Biscuits doing such a great job playing off of their team, playing off of the other team's counter picks. We saw them consistently able to win on other people's counter picks, which is always very impressive.
Yeah, winning 2 matches back to back, showing what they needed to do there, but what Dead Sandwich Revival needed to do.
Yeah, Team Biscuits having a great awareness of how their comp wants to play and really setting up that Rapid Blaster for success. There was always paint where the Rapid seemed to need it.
Yeah, and just constantly having the pencil have cooler, just sitting back, and honestly, the pencil put in so much work, especially considering that they have respawn Punisher.
Yeah, the pencil hitting those shots was absolutely huge for them. not a weapon that we see a ton of in low-level play, but really great to see it today. And they did such an incredible job with it. And they also were consistently getting that Tacticooler out, despite not running Special Charge on one of their main abilities, which, from what I'm aware of, pencils tend to do.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely incredible set there from Team Biscuits and Dead Sandwich Revival. Really great gameplay out of both of those teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even if you lose, like, second is still pretty good. Still something to be proud of.
It definitely is. I got second in an LSL once.
I believe that.
You did know that, yes.
Yeah, I probably agree. I don't remember.
You did. It's okay. But yeah, great gameplay today out of all of these teams. Just an incredible job. Team Biscuits, yet again, managing to win this. Gonna be completely banned from this tournament now. Gonna have to try and grind low ink and see how far they can get in that.
No.
And that is going to be it from us today. I've been Nox. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at NoxRaven42. Silver, where can they find you?
I'm Silver. You can find me at _Silverness on Twitter, or Silverness __ on Twitch, probably. And yeah, I think we're rating for Chara.
We are. Thanks again to our wonderful streamer today, Jub, and to all the fantastic staff here at LSL.
Jub the GOAT, for real. Yeah.